Hi there, this is Sharon with simplycanning.com. I am canning pinto beans today. That's why I have my canner going here. But what I wanted to show you in this video is what I'm going to do with the leftover beans that I've already pre-soaked. When I was putting this together, I just had a couple of bags of pinto beans. I threw them in and pre-soaked them. And so I have a bunch left over after my canner was already full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pressure cook them for supper tonight. Now what I did is I took all of the leftover pinto beans, I rinsed off all of that extra soaking water because you don't want to reuse that. I put my beans in my pressure cooker. This is a cooker and this is a canner. There's a difference. The pressure cooker is much smaller, obviously, and the canner is bigger. If you have a cooker that will hold 4-quart jars, then you can pressure can in that. But it must be able to hold 4-quart jars. Now I'm not talking about 4 quarts of liquid, but the actual jars have to be able to fit in there comfortably with the lid on in order to pressure can. This one won't do that, and so it's just a cooker. It's not for canning. So I put my beans in there. I then filled up the pot with water up to about 2 inches above the beans. Being sure, when you do that, you want to be sure that you don't go above the halfway mark. Now I'm pointing here, you can't see it, but most pressure cookers will have a mark inside the pot that shows halfway and 2/3. When you're cooking beans, you don't want to go above that halfway mark. What happens is beans will tend to splatter and foam, and so you don't want the beans to splatter and foam up into these openings on the lid, which will plug up the lid, and so that's not a good thing. Another way you can reduce the foaming is add just a little bit of butter. So I put in about a half a teaspoon of butter into that, and it just makes the little bit of oil just tends to keep that foaming down. So beans, water up to about 2 inches above the beans, and then if I had had an onion, I would have put an onion in there, chopped up an onion and thrown it in there. But I didn't have any onions, and I'd lived too far out just to run to the store for one onion, and so I went ahead and took about a half a cup of dried minced onions. I keep number 10 cans from Honeyville on hand of the dried minced onions, and so that's what I put in there instead. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on, and this is a Presto cooker. Works the same way as the canner as far as how the lid hooks on. You're going to line up the mark here, and then you just twist it, and that locks it into place. I'll turn the flame on, and I'm going to bring it up to pressure and let it cook for about 14 minutes. That's all it takes to cook beans. Then I'll let it reduce pressure, and I'll have supper ready to go. I'll add some cornbread or maybe a side salad or something like that to go with it. So a great thing to do with beans that you have when you're pressure canning them and you make too many, just go ahead and get supper ready. This is Sharon with simplycanning.com. You have a great day.